Namaste. Welcome to Sacred Sunday Sadhana. Get yourself seated or standing or laying down in a comfortable position and just begin breathing into your belly with full awareness of what it feels like to breathe into your belly. As you exhale, let it be long and slow and let your breath center you. Come into a space that's just for you. You can set an intention. And your intention can look like really anything that you want it to look. If you're unsure of what intention to set, I can offer an invitation for you to set your intention to just be in your highest wisdom and be guided by your highest self, expressing the fullest version of yourself. And may you do all of that with ease. And whatever intention you set, just breathe that into your belly. And feel yourself connected to the earth below you and the stars above you. Your ancestors behind you, posterity in front of you, and community beside you, so that you are fully elongated, you have depth, and you have width. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and just resume normal breathing. Look around you, see how lucky you are to be alive right now. And there's so much that we tend to focus on as a society that's wrong, but you can also just notice what's right, which is a lot. We are so lucky. My daughter's third grade teacher said that by being born in the United States, you win the lottery. And that's absolutely true. We get really caught up in our whole political scheme and all these economic systems we have in place, but the fact that we even have the ability to complain about that stuff is actually a really, that's a positive thing. We have enough food and we have enough structure, we have enough safety, so and we're not selling our children into sexual servitude. We have it pretty good. We have it pretty good. So that aside, settle in. I wanted to talk about Wu Wei again. I know that we've done a different Sacred Sunday Sadhana maybe 2 months ago, even 3 months ago about Wu Wei, but I am studying Chinese medicine, and it's something that we talk about a lot in our personal cultivation class. And every time I learn more about it, it just changes me. I feel like I unzip an old suit and step out of that, and I'm just fresh. So I just want to share with you some of that excitement around leaning into the Wu Wei. And when I say excitement, I don't mean blind enthusiasm, because that doesn't fit in with equanimity. And I'm still kind of trying to hang out in equanimity like we talked about last week, where things don't have to just be like superb or dismal. Like there's a beautiful space in between where you can just be in the middle and just notice how things are and how things could be, and just try to remain in that neutral space. Try to cultivate your inner Switzerland, so to speak. So Wu Wei is going with the flow in the very basic sense of the word. Just going with the flow. Being water, being air, going with the flow. And what I realized yesterday is that, so Wu Wei actually means no action. And I actually translate that into no resistance, because it doesn't mean just laying around and being a loaf or being just lazy. It just means not going against the grain, not always needing to do, but sometimes just being. But sometimes action is required, and sometimes being is required. And the Wu Wei, or kind of tapping into the Wu Wei, being one with the Wu Wei, it really is understanding when to be still and when to move. And what I realized yesterday is the way to do that is to cultivate your personal practice. So as yoga teachers, we have our personal practice that we do every morning, and it can look a different way for different people. I do one sun salutation after my meditation every morning. Sometimes I add on a lot more asana to that, but consistently every morning, regardless of where I am, who I'm with, what's going on in my life, the state of my health, I'm doing my meditation, and then I'm doing my sun salutation. And usually 90% of the time I do my headstand at the end. But just having that consistency and that practice of having some sort of body awareness and slowness, it allows you to be able to hear the Wu Wei and to listen into your own guidance system and the universe inside of you that kind of perpetuates the choices that you make, whether it be to be still or to take action. So a meditation practice is really, the entire practice of yoga, the 8 limbs of yoga, of course, the 7th limb is meditation, so that the 8th limb can be reached, which is samadhi, or enlightenment. And the entire purpose of this whole system of yoga is just built around cultivating that meditation practice so that you can reach what they call samadhi, enlightenment. And that I'm now really realizing also means it's not like some blissed out state where you're just like transcending the body. It can be, but it's also just what happens after that. As you move through your day after you've sat in meditation, you're just more in tune with yourself. You're more in alignment with your true being, with your Anandamaya Kosha, and you're able to listen to intuition more deeply and trust it. You're able to listen to Wu Wei and know when to be quiet, when to speak up, when to take action, when to be still, when to put on armor and when to be soft, when to effort and when to ease. All of these things are cultivated by just creating that awareness and creating that space where you can hear the Wu Wei speaking to you. You can listen and believe your intuition. So that's a big deal. That's a big deal. And in school, in Chinese medicine school, we're practicing Tai Chi, or Tai Chi. And Tai Chi is a really beautiful art form. So I've been doing that every morning. I do that after my already established personal practice. And it's very different than yoga, and it's very purposeful and deliberate, and it has enhanced my asana practice. In fact, balancing in Warrior 3, Warrior 1 is arms up, hugging the ears. Warrior 2 has a slightly different foot placement with one arm out, gaze goes over the middle finger of the front hand. Warrior 3 is on one leg, arms out, either up or out like wings, leaning completely forward in a forward fold. So, or flamingo pose, as it's called in children's yoga or yin yoga. And that position is one that I try to do it. I do it a few times a week, the Warrior 1, 2, and 3. And when I get to 3, I have a lot of focus in order to concentrate and not lose my balance on one leg. It's a challenging position. But I've noticed that since I've been practicing Tai Chi, my Warrior 3 has gotten full of ease because I just made a micro adjustment with my foot in the front that's more in alignment with the way my particular leg bones are shaped. And now I can do Warrior 3 with ease and with minimal effort. And being a body, being a human, it's so essential that we really tune in to how to use the body so that we don't fall down or cut ourselves or do all kinds of things that happen when we're not being mindful and we're not embodied. So I feel like Wu Wei also kind of informs that. The Wu Wei is going with the flow, but sometimes that means just being, just not saying, not doing, not moving. And sometimes it means moving. And it always means being unattached to the outcome, being unattached to the past pattern, and just letting everything be new. It's beginner's mind. It's unattachment. It's so beautiful. And then I'm not sure if this is going to resonate. I haven't fully formulated the idea yet, but I also got this realization that Wu Wei is homeostasis of the spirit. So homeostasis is the process of the body. It's what the body does. If there's one thing our body does, it's homeostasis. It's that returning to a perfect state of health over and over and over again. When we're tired, when we're hungry, when we're overfed, when we're overweight, when we're underweight, when our blood pressure is high, when our blood pressure is low, when we have cancer, when we have any kind of infection, the body is working to balance. The body is a beautiful system of balance. We've got all of our physical systems in place. The sodium-potassium channels and the calcium-magnesium interaction. And there's thousands, millions, maybe, at least thousands of different systems in place in the body at all times. Just neurotransmitter release and feedback loops and temperature changes and excretion of fluids to bring balance. Like, we've got this amazing system. Being human is so beautiful. It's so complicated. And yet it's very simple. Homeostasis is what the body does. It's just correcting itself. It's coming back to the center. It's taking everything that we do to it and everything that's happening in our environment and everything that has happened and everything that will happen. And it's just constantly creating this balance so that we can live and express without dis-ease, without disease. And that's what Wu Wei is for the spiritual component of who we are. Wu Wei it's like, it's not too much and it's not too little, and it's not forcing and it's not being forced. It's just homeostasis of the spirit. Yeah. So that blew my mind yesterday, and I journaled about it for probably 30 minutes. And I hope that that's helpful to you. I hope that you are able to first find a practice that feels good for you in order to cultivate that Wu Wei so that you can start to listen even more deeply to what's being said, what's not being said, and just really trusting that inner voice, that inner guru that says, speak up, or hold back, or go now. or don't go. It's very different than the narrative in the mind. This isn't part of the Annamaya Kosha. The Wu Wei isn't a system of thinking. It's a system of feeling. So it's getting out of this mind. It's getting out of the brain, out of the processing, and into that witness wisdom body that notices and that's in complete balance. It's homeostasis of your spirit. So that was rather short, but I think that's enough. It's enough. Thank you for being with me on this Sunday. Enjoy your beautiful day. Namaste.